Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse series Sugar Man Build-A-Figure. So this is a Build-A-Figure that I actually wasn't planning on getting. He interested me because he was so different, and I really like it when there's unique Build-A-Figures. But at the same time, none of the characters in the wave really tempted me much. I didn't know much about Sugar Man either, and he has a weird look. So all of that combined, I kind of decided this wave wasn't for me. And that's up until I saw it in person in stores. I went to one store that just had the entire wave minus Dark Beast. And I looked at them all, and the Build-A-Figure was really tempting me, and I was just in a very vulnerable position. I decided to go ahead and buy the entire wave. And I am super happy. This is an awesome Build-A-Figure. It's super unique. Again, I love unique when it comes to figures in general, but especially Build-A-Figures. And this one checks that box like nobody's business. So I am super happy that I actually picked up the Sugar Man Build-A-Figure. And then I also did some research just on a lot of the characters in this wave, including Sugar Man, and kind of learned about his part in Age of Apocalypse and his storyline, and yeah, just everything about that. So it caused me to be a little more interested in the character too once I got to know him a bit more. But let's go over this thing, because this thing is crazy. As you can see, one of the weirdest looking Build-A-Figures I think Marvel has ever done. Just one of the strangest looking Marvel characters, Put Sugar Man up with Mojo and MODOK, and you've got the three kind of weirdos that have all been made into Build-A-Figures. Funny enough. Overall, he looks great though. Face sculpt is awesome. Really nice sculpt overall. Love the line work there. It's incredible, especially around the nose. The wrinkles around the nose I think are very impressive. The mouth is cartoony and comic-y at the same time. It looks really cool. I love the aggressive teeth. And then I love the ton. I think that the ton's design is so perfect. It's so comic-like. Like, that looks like it's a drawing. I absolutely love it. I wish that they would do Venom tons like that. It's perfect. And it even has a gloss look to it, so it has a bit of a wetness type of look, which I think is really cool. The eyes look awesome. The hair is done quite nicely as well, although the hair is the one thing design-wise I just think looks weird on him. I think that his eyebrows look a bit too big, and the hair at the top, I don't know. He reminds me of an actor, and let me look up this person's name. Okay, he reminds me of Eugene Levy. I had to look up his name, but and no offense to him, but just with the eyebrows, I don't know why when I look at him I kind of just automatically think of that actor. But anyway, I think that just looks a little odd on this like monster type of character. But overall, sculpt is fantastic. That head sculpt is incredible. The arms are really nicely sculpted as well. He's got a lot of line work there, veins, bumps, just a whole lot of detailing going on in his arms. His arms are quite bulky too, and he's got 4 of them, so that's quite impressive overall, I will say. Very nicely done. And actually, taking a look here, I just thought of it while I'm looking at it right here, but impressively, when it comes to the shoulders, and let me look at other stuff. Give me like a hot second here, because this is kind of interesting. But it actually looks like there's more unique parts than you'd expect. It's hard to tell. Okay, it looks like the shoulders are actually all unique. So all 4 shoulders are completely unique, and then the arms are reused, on either side, of course. So that's impressive. I would have expected them to just reuse shoulders and everything, but the arms and, all 4 shoulders are all completely unique, which is pretty nice. No reason for that, to be honest, but it's just extra detailing, it's extra cost for Hasbro, so I do appreciate it. And then, of course, all 4 hands are different as well. None of the hands are reused, too, which is cool. His torso is ridiculous here. It just looks huge. He's got like an undershirt with suspenders on. The suspenders have like the buttons on the side. He looks ridiculous. He looks like a 90s creation. He really does. And then these like super tough but super shrunken legs. It's funny, like the proportions do work though. I think that it looks cool. I love the fact that he's huge up top with these little tiny legs, and they'd be bulky on their own right, but they're like bulky but then squeezed down. Very funny. Overall, really unique proportions, and surprisingly, because of his small legs and his huge upper half, he's completely stable. No issue with standing or posing. Like, you can get him in poses, no problem at all. Speaking of poses, articulation on him is great as well. The places where he is hindered, of course, is the head. He obviously doesn't have any neck articulation, but, you know, you kind of need a neck to have that articulation. He doesn't have any torso articulation, of course. He does have a swivel waist, and even with the belt being a separate piece, you can still swivel it because he's more rounded when it comes to the base of his body. It's not so much oval-like, so the belt doesn't really restrict that swivel, which is cool. And then all 4 arms have a ball hinge shoulder, swivel at the bicep, double hinged elbow, and then hinge swiveling wrist. So superb articulation on all 4 arms. And then same thing with the thighs here, where he's got a ball jointed thigh, thigh swivel, hinge swivel knee, and then hinge pivoting ankle as well. So articulation is top notch. Really, I couldn't have asked for any more articulation whatsoever. He does come with an accessory. Now that accessory, you would need to buy Dark Beast in order to get the accessory. Like I mentioned, I found the entire wave minus Dark Beast, so I don't have it here for the video. However, I do have Dark Beast on his way. He is unfortunately still on pre-order, so I have him pre-ordered, but he's going to be shipping in a little over a week from Hasbro's website. So I'm excited for that, because I'm really looking forward to the Dark Beast figure in general too, but to get Sugar Man's weapon is neat as well. Overall, really cool looking Build-A-Figure, super unique, which is awesome, and he's quite big, so let's get you some comparisons here. Sugar Man's an interesting character, though. Power-wise, I know that he can shrink himself and grow himself. I'm not quite sure what other, like, actual physical powers he has. He's basically a warlord, though, just trying to collect, you know, mutant slaves and things of that nature. So here he is with Sunfire. Let's get in Nate Gray here. As you can see, height-wise, he's basically as tall as your average Marvel Legends figure, but of course he's 1,000 times bulkier. You know, he's just huge width-wise. Not so much height-wise, but width-wise, he is massive. And then with the extra limbs, you know, just adds even more bulk to him as well. So he's a really, really good, solid Build-A-Figure. And you know, Build-A-Figures are one of the main focuses for me when it comes to Marvel Legends. I think Build-A-Figures are a lot of fun, and unique Build-A-Figures are always welcome. So to get fun and unique is perfect, and that's exactly what this one is. So a crazy character that I thought looked really weird, but once I got him, I kind of started to love him, and I think this is a great Build-A-Figure. Might rank quite high if, you know, I have to think about the other. You know, I'm just quickly reviewing some of the Build-A-Figures from this year, but yeah, right now I think Sugar Man would be my favorite Build-A-Figure of the year so far. So we'll see if anything beats him, but for right now, Sugar Man's on top, so we'll see how he ends up in December when I rank them all. But for right now, great Build-A-Figure, really fun, and a solid wave, a surprisingly fun wave, I think is the best way to put it, and that's a pretty good way to put the Build-A-Figure too. But there you go, that's my video review of the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse series Sugar Man Build-A-Figure. Let me know what you guys think of them, and thanks so much for watching.